Welcome back, yogis, to All Level Yoga School. I hope you enjoyed last week's practice honor where we learned some new poses maybe, or revisited some familiar ones for you depending on the level of your practice. And I hope that you got to do that practice at least a couple times. Don't forget that you can do this however you want. If you want to see a lot of results in your yoga practice, try to do 3 to 4 times a week. And if you want to see yoga shift your life in a major way, then try your best to practice 5 to 6 times a week. And I know that can sound really intimidating, but give it a shot. See what 5 days feels like. See what 3 days feels like. And you can do the same practice over and over, that week's practice, or you can go find other ones that are in the archive and practice those. So do your best to practice as much as you can. Today we're going to talk about honoring your practice and taking it to a place of repetitive movement. So you see that a lot in yoga, and I want to talk about why. So yoga is a practice. That's why we call it a yoga practice. So when we're first starting, especially if we're dealing with achy back or arthritis or we're overweight, we have physical challenges that are going to prevent us from doing some of the poses or some of the variations of those poses, and that's okay. The trick becomes finding variations that works for you right now, but then repetitively doing them. And so today we're going to learn the basics of a vinyasa, which is kind of the backbone of the practice that I was trained in. And the idea behind this Sun Salutation is that if you have 5 minutes to do a little bit of yoga, do a few Sun Salutations, do 1 or 2 other poses, and then do your meditation. So I want you guys to get really familiar with the Sun Salutation, also known as the Vinyasa or Surya Namaskar. We'll break down all the pieces today. We'll learn how to modify them so that you can do a practice that you can do 3 to 4 times a week, or even 5 to 6 times a week, because you're not pushing it too far, but you're pushing yourself just enough that you'll see results come fairly quickly with consistent practice. So hope you enjoyed today's practice. We're going to start on our backs. So go ahead and lie down and bring one knee into your chest. So it doesn't matter which side. We're just going to lay on our backs. Take a breath into your belly. Get settled. Perhaps breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more like that. And slowly gather one knee into the chest for our first asana, our first shape. We're going to squeeze that knee in. If you want a little bit more core, go ahead and lift the head just for a moment. Really tuck the chin as you hug that knee in nice and close. And we'll wake up the feet, flex the feet. Spread the toes. You can also do this movement with your head down. Either way, take another breath. And if the head is lifted, gently lower the base of the skull back down and catch behind that leg. So depending on our level of flexibility, we might hug behind the leg here, behind the thigh. Over time, we might be able to grab more towards the knee or the calf or even the foot. So you decide where to go based on where you are right now. We can also use a strap and wrap it around the foot if the hamstrings are really tight. Grab a belt and just wrap it around and gently tug in. Slowly release that leg down and take a moment with both legs extended. A little bit of space between the feet and the legs. And notice, is one side a little looser? How do you feel side to side? Just check in there. Bring your feet closer together once more and hug that knee in. Other side. So remember, you have the option to keep the head down or fire up the core a little bit. Lift the head, tuck the chin, and use your arms to squeeze that knee in as you flex the feet and spread the toes. If the head is lifted, time to release. So we'll all kick the foot up towards the sky. Find your variation on this side, and you might be very different side to side. So check that out. Is the right side easier? The left side? Grabbing anywhere along the leg that you can comfortably reach. We're not straining. We're not injuring ourselves. Just opening the back of the leg however much we need. Take one more in-breath here. And exhale. Lower that leg down. Separate the feet again. Find that Savasana just for a moment. Breathing into the belly and the chest. Releasing from the chest and the belly. Let's bring both knees in this time. And give them a big squeeze into the chest. Little rock side to side can feel so good here. We're taking little circles with the knees one way and the other. Now you can continue to bring the knees in closer and closer, or take Happy Baby modified by bringing the knees really wide apart. If you're going into full Happy Baby, we kick the feet over the knees and grab either in front of the shins or the big toes, or the outer edges of the feet. If that's almost okay, but still a bit of a strain, just bring the hands behind the knees like this. Either way, we're getting a lot of opening in the hips, even if the feet are still low. Now let's release and make our way to a seat. So not spending too much time on our backs today. Just find a comfortable seat. Sitting tall, I like Sukhasana, easy seated pose like this, but you can also extend the legs out to the side, whatever helps you sit up nice and tall. Just take a moment to tuck the chin ever so slightly so the crown of the head can lift up and our spine is long and beautiful, energy flowing up and down. Keep that lift in the spine as you start to stretch the neck, dropping the head towards one side. Take a full breath there before releasing and finding the other side. Coming back to center, look towards one side. Keep looking with your eyes behind you as much as you can. Get that full mobility in the neck and release other side. We look, and then we keep looking behind us. Gently release the head, and either take half circles forward, and if you have no neck pain and no neck injuries, it might feel okay to lift and take a full circle. You certainly do not have to, and that can aggravate a lot of people's necks, so if we're keeping the head down, that's fine. Full point here is just to get some movement in the neck and warm that all up. And coming back to center, sitting tall. We'll take the hands now and warm up the wrists, just taking a few circles one way with the hands and then the other. And then a little brain teaser, you can circle both the hands one direction and the other, and a little shake. So let's come to hands and knees, tabletop pose. We're going to bring the shoulders right under or right over the hands, spreading the fingers wide apart. So making those hands as big as we can by stretching and spreading the fingers. And then look behind you, make sure we've got knees under hips and feet straight back from the knees. Nice, strong, secure base there, and feel your core muscles engage. So we're not just dumping and hanging out here. Instead, we're going to push down, firm up the core, and bring the crown of the head forward. Feel the difference? So try that again. Dump down, just kind of hang out, sag, and then engage those shoulder blades down. Zip up through the core muscles. Tailbone long, crown of the head reaches. Awesome. Let's tuck the toes from here and lift those hips high for our first downward facing dog. I highly suggest stepping the feet wider apart, bending the knees, and pressing into the hands. And you can get so much more length in the spine here. That's really what it's all about. So I'll demonstrate that again. If you have the feet close together and the legs straight, often we get locked in the spine. We're too round. We're not engaging in the core at all. And we're dumping all the weight in the wrists. Simply by stepping the feet wider apart and bending the knees and pressing into the hands. So much more length in the spine. My low back is a lot happier. My neck is a lot happier. And we've got a nice spine there. Let's Start to walk the hands back towards the feet. Feet can be as wide apart as you need to be able to touch the ground. Bend the knees. Just relax. Hanging out upside down, getting some fresh blood in our brain. Maybe a little rock side to side. And then pressing through both feet. Start to roll up, round up. Stacking each vertebrae as you come all the way up to standing. And once we get there, let's stretch those hands overhead just because it feels so good. And bend the knees and release, bringing those hands together at heart center. So let's break it down. Let's break down all the pieces of our Sun Salutation A. So I'm going to bring my feet right underneath my hips, feet parallel for Tadasana, mountain pose. And it looks like you're just standing, but you're doing so much more. You're opening through the heart, you're turning on the core, and you're feeling your leg muscles squeeze around those leg bones. Arches of the feet lifting up, crown lifting up. It's actually a very active pose. And from there, inhale, lift the hands high. And exhale, slow bow, arms like wings, all the way out to your side. Bend the knees as much as you need for your forward fold. So we do a lot of forward folding in our Sun Salutations, in our vinyasas. So get used to a forward fold here by easing your way into it. Bend the knees, straighten the legs. Do that a few times. Let your low back warm up. Let your hamstrings warm up. No need to push it. And from here, we find the next place in this series, halfway pose. So I like bringing the hands to the shin bones. You can also bring them to blocks. If this is still too much, walk the hands up higher. Go above the knees, go to the thighs. Make sure those quadriceps are working and helping you out as you find more of a flat back shape. So you might explore here, maybe hands on the thighs, maybe hands on the shin bones, maybe hands on the ground, but that's a lot, especially when we're just starting. And from our halfway pose, we bow down. And let's lift up high. Straight back this time, arms like wings, reach them up, stretch overhead. The big breath in to come up, and an exhale to bring the hands together at the heart center. So that right there is a half Sun Salutation. So let's practice that a few more times, but we'll take one breath, one movement, and make it more of a flow, make it more of a dance. So starting in Tadasana pose, just think open heart here. Nothing's locked. There's a gentle bend in all of your joints. And on your next inhale, reach overhead. And exhale, bow all the way down. Reach as far forward with your crown as you can. Inhale into halfway pose. Lengthen the spine, hands to shins, thighs, or floor. Exhale, fold. Back into forward fold. Press through the feet strong. Inhale, stand up, reach up, stretch. And exhale, hands to heart. So if that was your first time ever doing one breath, one movement in half Sun Salutation, congratulations. Let's do it again. Hands to heart this time, standing tall. And on your inhale, reach overhead, stretch. Exhale, bend the knees, folding forward, looking down. Inhale, halfway pose, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold into forward fold. And inhale, stand up, reach up. Grow taller, taller, breathe in and in. And exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath here to recenter. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, all the way down. Straight spine. Inhale, flat back, halfway pose. Exhale, fold into forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up, grow taller. And exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath. And gently shake it out. All right, let's keep it moving. We're going to head back to down dog and practice the second half of our Sun Salutation. So from your Tadasana pose, shoulders back, heart forward. Deep breath in, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, this time step it back. Bend your knees so you have flat hands and step back to that remember, you can keep the knees bent, you can step the feet wide. Do what you need to do to make this a fairly comfortable pose. And I promise it does get easier over time, especially on the wrist, the more you practice. From here, let's find a plank pose. So plank pose is top of a push-up. So we have shoulders over wrists, and you have the option to keep the knees off the ground or on the ground. Now notice, if they're on the ground, I've got one long line from the crown of my head to my knees. So I'm not in tabletop, that's here. Modified plank, the hands are forward and the hips are dropped down. Now let's all sink the hips back towards the heels, find a child's pose. Hands can be under the forehead or forward, up to you. Let's take a few breaths. Now, know that you can come to child's pose anytime you want. This is where you go when you just need to breathe, need a moment. And then when you're ready to head back to it, let's take it up to hands and knees, tuck those toes, and find that down dog one more time. Let's move on. So from that down dog, find your plank pose, top of the push-up. If you want to leave the knees off the ground, that's fine. But I highly suggest lowering them down for your first one, no matter how advanced your practice is. We're going to lower all the way to our belly. Take your time, move slow, try to touch your chest and belly at the same time. It takes a lot of work, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Now once you land, roll those shoulders back and lift the chest. Now notice how I'm really lifting my chin here. Don't do that. Tuck the chin instead and lengthen the crown of your head forward. Even if you can't see forward, that lines the head and the neck up in a much safer, more optimal position. From here, relax. I'm going to create a little pillow, look to one side, and bend the knees. Sway the feet side to side. And let's practice that back bend again. So this is low cobra pose. Ideally, we have the big toes touching and the heels slightly apart, and the hands come under the shoulders. Now think about pinning the elbows towards the ribs and peeling the heart open. So you're trying to shine your heart like your heart has a flashlight right on it, out into the world without hyperextending your neck. Remember, tuck the chin, lengthen your neck. Good. Slowly release. Look the other way. Relax your head. Bend the knees side to side. Release the low back. Bring the feet and the legs back towards the floor. Let's bring those hands under the shoulders. Lift the belly button up strong as you push it back to child's pose for a breath. And then back up to downward facing dog. So that was a modified vinyasa broken down. Just like before, let's try it again. One breath, one movement. So when you're ready, feet come together. Inhale, find your plank. Exhale, drop your knees and lower belly, chest, and chin to the ground. Inhale, low cobra, roll your shoulders back, just a gentle lift. And exhale, push it back to downward facing dog. Coming through hands and knees is ideal for most of us, unless you have an insane amount of core and arm strength. If so, good for you. Push up to plank. Let's take that again one more time. Feet together. Inhale, find your plank pose. Exhale, knees down, lower belly, chest and chin, same time. Inhale, low cobra, open your heart. And exhale, release the head, push up through hands and knees, strong belly. And back to downward facing dog. And this time we'll walk those feet all the way up to your hands. Bend the knees as much as you need. Take your time. Drape yourself into your forward fold. If you'd like to, you can grab your elbows and rock side to side. Lovely ragdoll, releasing the low back. And releasing the elbows, Find your halfway pose. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Take a few breaths here. Just notice how you feel. Rarely do we breathe this deeply, and very rarely do we connect it with our movement. So when we do that, some pretty incredible stuff can happen. If you're ready for it, I'm going to cue a full sun salutation now. One breath, one movement, working with modified plank for now. So I'm not heading into up dog yet, but if that's in your practice, by all means, do that up dog instead of low cobra. If this is new to you, move at your own pace and practice a few times. It'll get easier the more you do it. So find your Tadasana, mountain pose, starting there. Take a clearing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in your down dog, really feel it. And then step feet together to prepare. Next, inhale, plank pose. Exhale, drop the knees, lower all the way down, slow. Inhale, low cobra. And exhale, strong push-up, back to downward facing dog. Look forward, big step forward with one foot, big step forward with the other, and forward fold. We inhale, flat back, halfway pose. Exhale to fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. Feel your breath come in and out. Inhale, swoop the hands overhead. And exhale, take it all the way down to your forward fold. We'll hang out here a little while now. If you want to try another modification, you could walk the hands forward and step the feet off your mat. Step them wide, up the width of railroad tracks almost. And then we can take the hands down. If you did last week's practice, we were in this posture, so it'll feel familiar. But remember, you have so many variations in a forward folding posture. Forward bend is great if you're just starting, because the feet are wider. If you have a more experienced practice, you might start to walk the feet until they're touching. And work on your forward fold that way, lining the fingers up with the toes, relaxing the head, even wrapping around the legs, and taking a deep fold. So whatever your body can comfortably do, you're still getting all the benefits of a forward fold no matter what variation you're in. Now let's all take the feet wider if they're not wide already. Deep bend in the knees. And as gracefully as you can, lowering down to the floor and finding a seat. From there, just simply bringing the soles of the feet together, marching those sit bones back. Take a moment to sit tall. Really connect to that sensation of the soles of your feet touching. Toes touching. Legs creating this beautiful diamond shape. And if the feet are very close in, I encourage you to send them a little further away. Really marching those sit bones and those glute muscles back, and start to drape your body over your legs. You can bring your hands wherever they're comfortable, maybe wrapping around your feet, maybe bringing some blocks into the picture under the forearms, or even under the forehead. Going for about 10 breaths here in diamond pose. Facing the hips, the low back, and the neck. staying in this posture longer if you wish. The yin pose means you could even hold it for 5, 10, or 15 minutes if your body is enjoying it. Otherwise, when you're ready, you'll simply roll up, separate the feet, and lay back into your final resting pose, your Savasana. You've earned it. Remember, you can bring your hands on your body, overhead, or into the traditional by your sides, palms up. Just let yourself completely melt in and relax when you do find your final resting pose. Staying here for at least 5 minutes before coming up for at least 1 minute in seated meditation. My wish for you is that you feel more energy, prana, reiki, whatever you call it, in all of your cells for the rest of the day.